Welcome to my channel. I talk everything around astrology and tarot. And today we're going to be talking about Uranus, that is conjuncting with Jupiter. And this is happening on the 21st of April. It's a month of seasons. I've already spoken about, we started with a lunar eclipse in Libra on 25th of March. Then we had a solar eclipse, one of the most powerful events of the year, on 8th of April in Aries, followed with a Mercury retrograde that started on the 1st of April and it's there till about 25th of April. And then also we have Chiron, which has been conjuncting all along. And if that wasn't enough, we had a pink moon that is there on the 20th of April. And though there is a lot of Aryan energy that is around, but it is there in the house of Scorpio. And on the 21st, we have once in 84 years astrological event, which is known as a Jupiter conjuncting with Uranus. Now, Uranus astrologically is known as a wild boy of astrology. He is rebellious. He does not conform. He's also somebody who is extremely unpredictable, but also a lot of technology, a lot of new age stuff comes along with the Uranian age as well. In fact, the internet is governed by under the planet of Uranus. And Jupiter, historically, as per the Greek mythology, is the god of Zeus who ruled the sky. So Jupiter is all about expansiveness, is about optimism, it's about abundance. Now, once in 84 years, both these planets conjunct, that is, that they come together. The last time that happened was around 1940. That's the time when World War II was taking place. And that brought about a lot of chaos, it brought about a lot of change, and also the war in its wake brought about, it forced people to innovate, it forced us to look at newer ways of technology. So what I'm going to quickly do is that I'm going to give you a context, a theme of Uranus and Jupiter, and then I'm going to be running through all your zodiac signs and tell you exactly as to what is it that you can expect. So the potential effects, first is innovation and breakthroughs in technology. We're talking about progressive ideas, we're talking about AI, we're talking of renewable energy, we're talking of social and political changes. We can look at movements which involve social justice, people coming together for the collective. We are also in the Aquarian age. So this is quite strong that, people will come together and say this is not what is right, and they want sort of a social justice to take place. Then we have global events which could shape history, such as shifts in international relations and economic developments. We're talking about impact on financial markets with periods of volatility followed by a sudden decline. So again, I'm going to put a disclaimer. This is not to say that this is how you should look at your stocks, but pretty much the energy is around a lot of volatility and it will drop after that. There is also going to be a lot of focus on personal growth and expansion, encouraging individuals to embrace change and pursue new initiatives. The last but not the least, there is a lot of focus on heightened awareness initiatives which are going to be addressing environmental changes such as climate change. Now, this is going to be the overall theme of Uranus and Jupiter conjunct, which is happening in Taurus after 84 years, and the last that happened was around 1940. So we can have a look at, we can go back and we can see what was really happening around that and what resulted further in that. I'm going to break it down for all the 12 zodiac signs now. This is about your sun, moon and rising. If you have in these specific zodiacs, then this is relevant for you. So first is Aries and Aries rising. Any action that you take this month, and in fact I'm going to be including May in this as well, because the effect of the eclipses and also of the conjunction is going to be there for quite some time. And any action that you're going to be taking this month or in May is going to be rippling across the year. So be very careful of any decision that you take this month. Also, somewhere it could be a sense of deja vu. Maybe you are sort of, or someone very close to you, maybe a close friend is experiencing something that you have been through, and there could just be a sense of this repetitive cycle that is there. The main event for you, Aries also, and Aries rising is on 8th of April. That's a time that, it's a solar eclipse, and everything is, of course, it's going to be dark. But solar eclipse also speaks about a new beginning as well. But for you, this is going to be about taking definitive actions. What is it? And also finally to take a stand and not to be fearful and say that this is what I stand for and this is how I think that things need to be done. We have then Taurus and Taurus rising, and this is Uranus and Jupiter are conjuncting in your own house, and this is the last that had happened was 84 years back in 1940. And Uranus, of course, has been in your own sign as well, Taurus, since 2018. And on the 21st of April, Jupiter along with Uranus is going to be making a historic conjunction of sort, and it's going to be waking up your core identity. What is it that you want out of life? How it is that you want to present yourself? Who it is that you are, and also I think your mission, your dreams, entire focus is going to be over there. So for all your Taurians desires for control, you will really have to let these changes register and try not to be hell-bent upon that. I'm going to go against the flow. Gemini and Gemini rising, Mars, which is a planet of drive and aggression, and is also known as the Lord of War. It's going to be blasting through Pisces in your house of career. This is the house of your reputation, how it is that the society or your work group really looks at you. And this is there all throughout April and partially even May for you. And this is a time where you're fairly close to cracking a big deal, or you're fairly close to sort of maybe getting a new job or doing something quite substantial. And however, with two challenges can emerge, because we have Mars and then we have Saturn, which is also going to be transiting this house of your career and your work. So try not to self-sabotage during yourself, and count on Saturn to sort of be the gatekeeper, to keep everything structured, keep everything disciplined, stay on the right side of life. Geminians, try not to let your fears, or even I would say, don't get carried away with your assumptions this month, and even I would say partially in May as well. And not that you're in any trouble or any ambush is going to be coming, but just try and deal with your inner I would say demons this month. For Cancer and Cancer rising, when we have Mercury, which is retrograde in Aries during this time, it's going to be asking you to review your house of career, your house of reputation, and also your public glory. What is it that you need to be doing in order to be getting an A plus in life? And what is it that you need to be maybe upskilling yourself for, so that you can operate at your highest self as far as your work is concerned? And we of course have the total solar eclipse that is there in Aries on the 8th, and Mercury is going to carry on being retrograde till about 25th of April. So there is really no shortage of sort of time which is being given to you to rethink and to retrace your steps. And even I think something which needs to get redone as far as your career is concerned, it's fabulous. Some of you may hear from an old employer or an ex-employer during this time. For Leo and Leo rising, the total eclipse in Aries mid-April is going to be sort of opening up a portal of long distance travel, learning more, dealing with counterparts or with people from different cultures, different ethnicities. Maybe you could be dealing with a foreign office, maybe Some of you are also going to be looking at how it is that you can expand your career. We have whenever we have Jupiter and sorry, when we have Jupiter and Uranus aligning on the 20th with Taurus in your house of career, this is a time where your somehow your destiny and your purpose in life could get moved by some of you. Again, please check as to how the rest of the planets are placed for you. This is specifically for Leo rising and Leo sun. And it's really a time to be taking a leap of faith and to be jumping into the unknown, involving technology that speaks about maybe new opportunities that did not exist before. It's a time where you're being encouraged to learn more, to adapt the new form of technology that is there around you. And also a fabulous time of great adventure is there around this time for you. And for a lot of you, there may not be a sense of where you're going and what you're doing, so gather your tribe around and sort of use them as a sense of inner strength. For Virgo and Virgo rising, we have Jupiter conjuncting Saturn in Taurus, and around mid-May, it's going to be shining your house of career, and this is a time of, I would say, public glory as well. For a lot of you, you're reaching a culmination as far as your work is concerned, and this is also a time that the converging of the planets is going to be lighting up your house of long distance travel. This is the house of upskilling yourself, deepening your knowledge, even as far as not just, I think, work is concerned, but even spirituality is concerned. A lot of you are going to be quite keen to deepen your own spirituality during this time. On the 23rd of April, we have a full moon that is there in Scorpio, and it is going to be, which also we are calling as a pink moon. I've done a video for it. I'm going to be linking it up. And that is going to be lighting up your house of communication. And a lot of you, I think, there is a lot of promise of climatic spring for a lot of you. That simply means that there is a lot of opportunity that is there, provided you're willing to make way for it and make space for it in your life. For Libra and Libra rising, this is the April with the Uranus and Jupiter conjunct in Taurus. It's really a time of healing for you, Librans. You've had quite a rough month with being in opposition with Aries, and this is also a time wherein, fabulous time to be practicing yoga, fabulous time to be healing your inner self. Mercury retrograde along with Aries is going to be putting a pressure on your house of not just your relationship, but this is the house of your marriage. It's a house of your business partnership and your personal partnership as well. And you could feel yourself almost undergoing a seismic shift for the better. And so for a lot of you, your sense of relationality is going to get redefined this month. And there's going to be a lot of tug between me vis-a-vis we. So try and, as much as you love harmony, Librans, remember to stand up for yourself and hold your ground this month, and even partially me. For Scorpio and Scorpio rising, your sign with the Uranus and Jupiter conjuncting in Taurus is really calling for a metamorphosis, incubation, expansion, and expression. It's a month where you have done enough processing, and now is the time that you really need to be implementing it. You really need to be letting the world see exactly what is it that you are made of. And also, this is a time to be because there is going to be a kind of magic in the air for you, Scorpios, with Aries and Taurus, and it's going to be there in your house of day-to-day chores. This is also the house of your health. So fabulous time to be reinventing yourself physically. Maybe join a boot camp, do a great workout, involve yourself in some kind of sport, because it's really going to be affecting and manifesting in some fabulous physical and emotional way for you. Also, this eclipse or this conjunct is going to be asking you to put yourself out like you have never before. So if you've been this quiet, and normally I think if you have a Scorpio sun and an ascendant, you are somebody who really likes to keep to themselves, and you are generally a private person, but now you're being encouraged to put yourself out in the society, put yourself out in the world, and believe that maybe an encounter or a collaboration that is simply fated could happen during this time. So please allow that collaboration, that fated collaboration, to take place. For Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, the presence of a fire energy, that is Mars, in a water sign. We have the full moon on 20, the pink full moon that is happening in Scorpio, which is there. The full moon is in Aries and it's happening in the house of Scorpio, and it's going to be transiting your house of home, your roots. This is a house which you share with your family. It governs your mother. It is also the house of Cancer. So Mars is going to be sort of zipping through your house of home, and where it's going to be sort of zipping through Saturn as well, who's the father archetype. And also is going to be crossing Neptune, who's the god of intoxication. So something primal needs to be processed and needs to be released, maybe something is there at home which you are sort of just putting it under the rug, or you're not looking at it very clearly, and you're just saying, oh, it'll pass, it's all right, it's just a phase. So this is really a time where Saturn is going to be encouraging you to take action, have a boundary, put a structure around it. And also your house of creativity is going to get lit during this month as well. So fabulous time for creative expression, fabulous time to be spending time with older children as well, especially if there is some healing that is required, and all of us have childhood wounds. So fabulous time to be having those difficult conversations, Sagittarians. For Capricorn and Capricorn rising, Aries rules your house of home. This is the also which astrologers, we like to call it as the kitchen of the chart. And after Aries comes Taurus. That is where the Jupiter and Uranus conjunct is happening after 84 years. And this is a time where you're being literally called to develop, or and I would say like to spend more time as far as your creative expressions are concerned. You're being asked to gather the fuel, so that an inner fuel, your passion project, so that you can sort of pour more into the cup. And this is also a time where because you also have Mercury retrograde from 1st to the 25th of April, you're being encouraged to go back to something that you loved doing. Maybe it was a passion for cooking, maybe you just like to crochet, or you like to read books, or you like to spend a lot of time taking care of your dogs, or maybe even playing football, whatever it may be. You are being asked to go back, reflect, think on what is it that really made your heart sing, and go back and spend more time in doing that as well. For Aquarius and Aquarius rising, this is this Jupiter and Uranus conjunct in Taurus is also going to be going through your house of home, and it is going to be pulling you down from space, and it's going to be grounding you to earth. And this is a time wherein that and I think because you also have Pluto that is there in your sign for the next 20 years, Aquarian. So you maybe have it the hardest, I would say, along with Taurus, because there are expansive changes that are sort of being pushed down upon you, and especially as far as your home is concerned. And you're a fixed sign, Aquarian. So for you, great upheavals rarely feel very pleasant. So it can be that some of you may change home during this time. Some of you may leave home. I do also see a lot of aggression, a lot of toxicity for some of you, who are maybe sort of silently going through things. I think this is a time where it could just be sort of a push where you are forced to take a call, and you just sort of, you may leave home for some of you. And you just need to keep in mind that these new possibilities, these new things that happen, they are just going to be opening a far better opportune time for you. So be little brave. We also are going to be having a lunar eclipse that is there in Aries, but it's happening in the house of Scorpio, and it's going to be lighting up your house of career and ambitions. So you really begin to see, how it is that, when you free up your home life, how it is that you can really invest more in your career. For Pisces and Pisces rising, Mars is a planet of embodiment and personal fire, and it's in your, in your home sign the entire month. And Aries, of course, is going to be lighting up your house of sense of self-worth. This is the house of money, and it's also going to be inspiring confidence and even a stylistic reinvention. A lot of you may sort of, want to reinvent yourself. For a lot of you, you could be quite worried about finances, and you could be judging your own sense of self-worth by the amount of money that is there in bank. And guys, I get asked this a lot of times in comments that so that is how we will look at ourselves, depending on how much money we have in a bank. But that is really not true. Your sense of worth cannot be defined by the amount of money that is there. Sure, money can buy a lot of stuff, but you may not be having billions, millions, but even if you have just fine, which sees you by, it's fine. And your sense of self-worth is really connected with your own values, your things that you stand for, things that you're proud about. So do not associate it with the amount of money that is there in your bank. Also, Mars is going to be colliding with Saturn, and that is a planet of structure and self-definition. So it's an opportunity to take total ownership. Pisces, this month is all about making a choice and declaring exactly what is it that you want, what is it that is holding you back. And you are really you are really smelling coffee, so to speak, as far as work is concerned this month, and even I would say partially May is concerned. And you're being given an opportunity to create a structure around shapelessness during this time. So literally, it's as if you're putting a master template during this time. So you really need to be thinking as to what is it that you want to create during this Jupiter and Uranus conjunct. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Quick reminder, I do not do monthly astrology charts anymore on the channel, that is. I will keep on doing specials. If there is something that you want me to talk about, a special eclipse or a conjunct or a certain point in your chart, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.